With blood and rage of crimson red, ripped from a corpse so freshly dead, together with our hellish hate, we'll burn you all. That is your fate.
This is Red Lantern Russell from
Tomes of Evil,
and you're listening to Sector 2814, a Green Lantern podcast.
Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Don't miss out on our comic book creator interviews, including our monthly Chichester chats with comic book legend D.G. Chichester, superhero movie brackets in our search for the worst comic book movie of all time, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/CapesandLunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Luca Perich, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks podcast.
In brightest day,
in blackest nights,
no evil shall escape my sight,
but those who worship evil's might.
Beware my power.
Green Lantern's light. Hello and welcome back to Sector 2814, the Green Lantern podcast. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, Master of the Chord is...
I am Will. Hey, everyone.
And tonight we're going to fall into a circle of fire.
Literally and figuratively.
I was going to say, not a burning ring of fire, but you may feel like you're burning. But anyway, no spoilers yet. Yes, that's right. We're going to cover, like we said last time, all 7 issues of Green Lantern Circle of Fire, including 1 and 2, and then, 5 one-shots. But before we get to that, Will, I thought I had knew certain knowledge. I thought we talked about it last time, and I kind of was like, I don't know, but I was pretty sure, and I believe the internet confirmed me, and then I looked. I believe there is no Green Lantern. The January solicits are out, and I believe Green Lantern is not on it.
I checked that, I think yesterday? Mm-hmm. Yes, I think that yesterday, because Comics Beat had it listed, and I went, I'll go check and see. There's no Green Lantern title in January.
Nope.
WTF.
Well, I saw people complaining, of course, because they're like, there's 50 Bat books a month, but we can't get Green Lantern, Green Arrow, Aquaman, Justice League. You know. It's like, why do we need 50 Bat books a month?
Batman.
Gotta have at least one a week.
My favorite character.
Oh, one a week, please.
Batman. My favorite character.
I guess it.
Oh, well.
Batman sells, I guess, you know.
Batman fans, I'm happy for them. I just wish that we could get us a Green Lantern book, you know?
Yes.
It'd be kind of nice.
And it has nothing to do with comics, but did you see the link I posted to the group? That there's 2 new co-heads of DC's film, TV, and animation division.
No, I did not see that one.
Yes, Peter Safran and James Gunn.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And
I believe, Charlie was looking it up. That Peter Safran, I guess he was saying, was a producer on Aquaman, The Suicide Squad, Peacemaker, and Shazam. So,
okay,
yeah.
Well, good luck to him. I hope Gunn doesn't make things, a little too jokey, but
prepare for a lot of music in all your TV and DC TV movies, kids. Oh, and then I guess they I don't know if there was a trailer or something, but I keep seeing headlines today. They must have announced something about the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special.
I saw a little bit. I haven't watched the trailer, but I've seen that there's a trailer for it.
Yeah.
Looks like Kevin Bacon is in it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I thought it said something about a month, so it must be coming probably towards the end of November. Watch probably like around or after Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm. It looked like it, from just the little tiny clips I saw, it looked like it had a lot to do with Christmas or whatever.
Oh, so. Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, the holidays.
Holidays, that's right. 'Tis the season.
So, yeah, lots of news there. Yeah, we talked about Black Adam, I believe, last time or the time before. I know. I was going to say Black Panther, but then we got a new... Did you see the trailer I think it was yesterday, for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Yes, that looks pretty darn cool.
Mm-hmm.
Look what I just got in the mail.
Ooh.
There we go.
Rebirth.
Is that a good comic? I don't know. Maybe we'll talk about it one day.
I was going to say, how many different printings of Green Lantern Rebirth have they done, William? Because I know you probably have them all.
Let's see. There's the original, and I think it went through 3 printings. I think there's 3 printings of number 1, and then this one, so that would be 4. Then there was the hardcover, the trade paperback, the Absolute Edition, and then I think it's also collected in the Jeff Johns Omnibus. So, and then there's trade versions of those. So it's been reprinted a few times.
How many of those do you possess?
Of the 10, probably 4 or 5.
Oh, is that all? And I shall call you Lilith Hellfire.
I do like that series.
She always complains about variant covers, but then if she sees a couple variants of something she likes, I'll be like, well, how many did you get of that? Oh, just like 4. I'm like, oh, okay.
4. Yeah. There's really no other. Well, the lack of news about Green Lantern is discouraging.
Yeah.
Very discouraging.
And again, it's not just the Green Lantern problem. Like I said, we have no Green Arrow, no Aquaman. It's a DC problem. It's not a Green Lantern problem.
Yeah. And you said no Justice League too, right?
As far as I know, no. Yeah, they're doing some big event, Lazarus Planet. I don't know if it's in continuity or not, but...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm looking at the list because, again, it's Tuesday, but I don't pick up my comics till Wednesday, because I'll be damned if I make more than one trip. Let's see. Got a Batman book. A Batman book. I mean,
are there any Batman books?
Well, I mean, they're all, it's Tim Drake Robin, it's Riddler Year 1, number 1's coming out. Punchline, the Gotham game, number 1 comes out. Human Target, that's something, not Batman. Harley Quinn, Detective Comics. Deathstroke Inc. and DC vs. Vampires. Other Will's like, I'm not reading DC vs. Vampires anymore.
I really love the art.
Yeah.
By, who's doing the art? Oh crap! Why can I not remember his name?
He's awesome too. Yeah. And spoilers, kids. The king of the vampires is Richard Grayson.
Yeah, that's who supposedly has a stronger will than Hal Jordan.
Oh! Well, no. You know who became a vampire and is kind of still fighting against the vampires? This will piss us both off. Damian Wayne. Yeah, I know. He's another Adam Warlock. Jeez.
Oh, well.
All right. Well, I was going to say, since we have 7 issues, would you like to get to the fun that is Circle of Fire?
Yeah, but I don't know that I'm going to describe it as fun.
Well, I was telling Will the other day, sometimes it's fun to just mock not so good comics.
My memory was so wrong about this one. I remembered it as being good. It's not good.
I remembered the 2 main books, but I didn't remember most of what happened in those one shots. So, all right. Like I said, I have a synopsis for issue 1, so we'll do that, and then we'll proceed from there. All right. Green Lantern: Circle of Fire. No, wait. Oh no, this is a synopsis for the whole thing. I think maybe. Okay.
Okay. Cool.
Do you want me to read a synopsis for the whole thing, and then we'll just?
Then we can dive in. Yeah.
Oh wait. Oh wait a minute. Okay, I might have. Okay. I think I have one for one. All right, here we'll try to do this issue at a time. Green Lantern: Circle of Fire number 1 from October 2000. Darkness Visible.
Okay.
Writer Brian K. Vaughan. Penciler the late great Norm Brayfogle.
Mm-hmm.
Inkers John Lowe, Ray Kreising, Steve Bird, John Nyberg, and Keith Aiken. So 5 inkers. 2 colorists, Glenn Whitmore and just says Jameson. Letterer Sean Connaught, and editors Matt Idelson and Frank Barrios. The planet Ron is being attacked by a large entity calling itself Oblivion. It tells Adam Strange to warn the people on Earth because that will be its next target. A battered Adam Strange contacts the JLA, who quickly go off into space.
Arriving on Ron, Green Lantern is shocked because Oblivion looks exactly like a supervillain he created for a comic book when he was a little kid. You and Bendis. Being outmatched by Oblivion, Superman sends Green Lantern back to Earth to get reinforcements. But instead, Cal runs into the Spectre. Spectre, actually it is Hal Jordan, but remember, Cal doesn't remember that, offers his help, but also warns Cal that he will be betrayed by one of his allies. On Earth, Cal contacts Oracle and asks her to gather other superhero teams like the JSA, the Titans, and Young Justice. But as the JLA left the planet, a huge crime spree started, and thus the heroes are very busy. Nonetheless, Power Girl, Atom, and Firestorm answer Oracle's call, and additionally, Cal gets help by a Green Lantern Corps, which consists of Green Lanterns from the past, the future, and from alternate realities. Yeah, Will, don't worry about the Earth's about to be destroyed. There's crime waves going on in Gotham. Come on.
I mean, I feel like I know what they were trying to do. They were trying to spotlight some of the characters that I mean, Power Girl is great.
Yeah.
Adam Strange is great.
Firestorm.
Who was the other one?
The Atom.
The Atom. Yeah. I mean, all great characters. But this is just a big old mess. Okay.
Uh-huh.
I mean, okay, so did any member of the Justice League act like the Justice League that we know in that first issue?
What the main JLA?
Yeah, I mean, it felt off. To me. It felt really off.
Sometimes, depending who's writing it, it almost seems like the JLA is always hard on Cal, which I get with Batman. He's hard on everybody, but
yeah, and then they were just so forgiving. At the end,
yeah.
So, because my question: did anybody die because of Oblivion?
Yeah, because I was gonna say, I don't think anyone dies on Ron, do they?
But it's weird because he makes them all bloodthirsty, and they're all fighting each other,
They're
and nobody
crazy.
dies.
I mean, if they do, they don't say.
And if that's the case, then we know whose fault it is, right?
Yeah. And okay, again, we're on the first issue. This, I mean, when in the beginning when Cal's like having Jon Stewart help him like finish up his art assignment,
Yeah.
and it's like all of a sudden it's like, oh hey, who's this a picture of? Oh, Alex. Oh, I'm like, in Green Lantern 70. Remember when they were sitting on that roof talking? Didn't he say something like, he told me about his dead wife. I told him about Alex. Jon Stewart acts like he's never heard of Alex.
Yeah. This is just a weird.
And
it's so self-contained that it doesn't affect the ongoing Green Lantern series, and
Yeah.
it's just...
It's so weird too, yeah, because it's like no sign of Jade or Donna. It's just like, oh hey, here's a picture of my dead girlfriend. I wonder if this is going to come back up as a plot point.
And I love that when he's using the ring too much to do, spectacular, he starts coughing.
Yes.
What? Why? I mean, you're showing it's taking a physical toll on him, but why coughing? Why not?
It's my brain wasn't designed to handle this.
But and neither were my lungs, obviously.
Exactly. My brain is melting down, so it's giving me the flu.
Oh my goodness!
All right, so since you're the big fanboy, what did you think of the Spectre, aka Hal Jordan's appearance in issue 1?
Oh, I thought it was a really clumsy way to say someone's going to betray you. And for the record, who actually betrays him? One of his allies?
I believe isn't that like what Hal says? Oh no, isn't it say somebody close? Oh, you shall be betrayed by someone close to you.
Ah, okay.
Well, it doesn't get much closer than yourself. So.
Yep. Part of this thing feels rushed.
Mm-hmm.
Part of it doesn't, and I just.
Well, I think issue 1 seems rushed because it's like we have to get to the point where, okay, we introduced everyone, now we're going to do the one-shots.
Mm-hmm. And the one-shots really don't do anything to move the story ahead, because at the end of every one of them, it's like, oh, hey, come to where Oa used to be because we found him.
Yeah,
right.
They're all taking place at the same time. Yeah, because they all end with Cal's distress call or whatever. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, oh, they're looking for answers. Oh, well, that we didn't find an answer to that, or that doesn't exist, or,
Okay, and I'm going to jump ahead to number 2 of Circle of Fire.
Okay.
There's a bomb, in the cave.
Yeah.
Kyle contained a supernova.
Yeah, but
just a little bomb.
but he's also playing mind tricks on himself too, Will.
Okay. Yeah, all right, Jedi mind tricks. All right, whatever.
I was gonna say you didn't like. I wasn't even done crapping on one. So why did Power Girl have? I mean, is that? Oh yeah, why did Power Girl have to go home and change costumes?
Because do you wear the same thing every day?
That's
what she said to Oracle.
Yeah. And I know, especially when I'm in the middle of a crisis.
And then, I don't know, man. This was.
And then of course, yes, kids. Spoilers. Yes, that picture pays off because yes, one of the other Green Lanterns, the one from an alternate reality, is Alex.
Mm-hmm.
From supposedly from a reality where she got the ring and Major Force killed Cal and stuffed him in a refrigerator.
Mm-hmm. I just have to say, I had remembered this as being so much better than it actually was because this is kind of a big old mess.
I think, you know what, I do that sometimes too. Like if it's something you haven't read for a couple years, I think your brain, probably after you've read this, you're probably thinking, well, I would have did this differently. I would have done this differently. And then you don't read it for years and years. And then all of a sudden that becomes fact in your brain, the stuff you came up with. And it's like, oh, wait, no, they didn't do that.
Well, I mean, and we had, so Brian K. Vaughan did 1 and 2. And then each of the crossovers, one of them was written by Jay Farber. One of them was written by Judd Winnick.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what the other 2 writers were.
Brian K. Vaughan, yeah. Scott Beatty.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I love Norm Brayfogel's art, but what the hell was Alex's costume?
Yeah, I still don't know what that was.
And again, it's coming from Cal's imagination, pretty much. So
yeah.
I thought he had good design taste. And then that robot one is like, hey, I'm a repurposed Manhunter robot.
Manhunter. Yeah.
And then what is that? Green Lightning. She's like, oh, I'm from a family, a Rainer married a West somewhere down the line. It's like
great something. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the knight from 1,000 years in the past,
who was also a Daxamite.
Yes. And the Not So Wonder Twins.
Yeah, exactly. They're just cousins, man. They're just cousins.
Yeah, and we know how some of those cousins things go down there in the south of Oa.
Paddle faster. I hear banjo music.
But oh yeah, and then this is the point where Ronnie is Firestorm by himself.
Mm-hmm.
Because yes, did you ever read the original Firestorm series?
I have a lot of fondness for the original Firestorm. Yeah.
So you know what happened to Professor? Well, we see that in the Firestorm, yeah. But yeah, supposedly, I don't know if you remember at the end of that Firestorm series, Professor Stein was the one who was supposed to get the powers by himself.
Mm-hmm.
But then he merges with that fire elemental. I guess leaves Ronnie some
weird.
power. Yeah. Oh yeah, because the Russians tried to clone Firestorm, and then for a while Ronnie and that Russian guy had to merge with the clone to keep it under control. Until issue.
See, I didn't.
Yeah.
It's what is 100 that it.
It ended at 100, yeah, and that's when they were able to separate Ronnie and the Russian guy from the clone, and then Professor Stein merges with it. Like that's the pairing that was supposed to happen from day one.
Oh.
He becomes a fire elemental and leaves for space, yeah, but leaves Ronnie enough power to beat Firestorm.
I don't know. I always liked Firestorm with the Professor. I mean,
yes.
It made a good. You had a nice father-son dynamic going on, and then yeah, it was good.
But yeah, all that fire elemental stuff. Yeah, that was I believe John Ostrander.
Mm-hmm. Who has written some really great comics.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not saying it's bad. I've read, I read all that Firestorm stuff, but
well, it
was different. It was so different than like
what had come before, and it took the character and changed it so much that people haven't really been able to use the character since, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they did come up. What was that? Jason Rush, and then what was that? New 52? Ronnie and Jason were merging, and yeah, there was all kinds of weird stuff. Even before New 52, I think like Jason he could merge with anybody to become Firestorm, and then eventually he he found Professor Stein. It was they've done pretty much every combination they can. But no, that fire elemental one, it was just weird because like Ronnie and the Russian guy were locked in there, so like Firestorm was just Firestorm 24/7, and it wasn't Ronnie. It was just the elemental like walking around.
Oh,
yeah, that's why it was so different. Yeah,
I'll have to go find those issues.
I'd say it's probably like from around 70. Yeah, it's issue 70 something all the way to like the end, 100. So
gotcha.
yeah, it's probably like the last 2 years of the series. And like there were like I think there was a crossover at that point, but there was one before. I mean, I think there was at least 1 or 2 crossovers with like the Suicide Squad because Ostrander was writing that.
And Suicide Squad, yeah.
Yeah, I know Captain Atom would show from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to talk about anything but these issues.
Pretty much. I mean, I feel like the point, and I could be completely wrong, but I feel like the point of this was to showcase those 4 characters, but it seems to me that it was done at the expense of Green Lantern. Mm-hmm. Because, this being his dark side, sorry, spoilers, or, all of his, before he got the ring under control. So this Oblivion exists out there and is doing bad things, apparently, for years.
Yeah. Oh, here you go. Emerald Knight states that he is from 1,256 years after the death of our Lord. However, years are calculated from the year of Jesus' birth, not death. It is unclear if this was a hint regarding what the Emerald Knight really was or an error by the writer.
Ah, okay.
So, is that a clue? I don't know. So what? So you thought this series was like maybe a way to spotlight some of these, like Firestorm or Power Girl, like maybe, hey, let's get, hey kids, you want more? Let us know. We'll give it a series.
Yeah, but I mean, and I really think it ultimately damaged Green Lantern. Of course, nobody ever refers to this series.
Yeah, I know.
And it never happened.
Judd Winnick worked on some of this, and he didn't. I don't think he. Oh wait, or does he? I can't remember if he mentioned that in his run. I guess we'll find out. But
yeah. But I mean, making the villain your main character, well, they've done it before with Hal, but
yeah.
But he gets, we all have to contend with our dark sides, blah blah blah. I mean, it's just okay. Did he go help repair Ran, or what about those people that were protecting the JLA? I mean, did that world get destroyed because it was next to a giant freaking black hole? I mean,
I know.
What about all the damage that Oblivion did at the New York Zoo?
Yeah.
Which is where Kyle would run away to, except he grew up in California. I mean, I don't.
Gonna hurt your brain, William. Gonna hurt your brain.
I don't. It wasn't good.
Oh God. Do you know what the title of the Adam Strange issue is?
What?
We Ron all night. RANN.
And see, I love Adam Strange. I think he's awesome.
Yeah, Adam Strange is cool.
Mark Waid did an awesome, during the Grant Morrison run. He did a quick 2 or 3 issue arc with Adam Strange where he had to pretend to be nuts to keep, save the whole planet.
Yes,
it's awesome.
That was the first arc when Superman's like, "Oh, I'm back. I don't have electrical powers anymore." Because poor Grant Morrison, like I said, once they gave Superman those powers, he had to throw that in, and then once they changed him back, he's like, oh my! He literally flies in at the beginning of the first issue. He's like, "Hey, I'm back,"
It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, do you want to talk about any of these one shots?
I think there's some interesting. I like the idea of a repurposed Manhunter.
Yeah.
From early on, I think that's kind of cool. I don't think they really did enough with the Daxamite Knight.
Yeah.
Really, and besides, I like Sodom Yat from Post Rebirth in the core.
What did you think about the Atom and the twins basically tracking down anyone they thought might have been behind Oblivion, like they like Scarecrow, was it Professor Ivo, Dr. Psycho?
I don't know. I found we have to share the ring. Only one of us can use it at a time. Like, really, you can't just break it in half and make another one? I mean,
yeah. What is that Cal's brain saying? I can't make another ring.
I guess I don't know. That was just. I like the Atom, but that issue was just kind of goofy. You know? And the art I think was good, but I don't know that it fit the story.
Oh,
because it was really cartoony, and yet,
Trevor McCarthy, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he did some issues in Nightwing, like, what was that, like, maybe late 90s, early 2000s. Like, I swear it was more cartoony there than it was in this issue. It was this issue seemed kind of toned down, yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Unless that's just, like, different inkers or something, or...
I'm not sure. Who did the art for so what are the teams for the other issues? Do you have those?
Yeah. All right, so... Hold on, yeah, the Adam... Yeah, we already did the Adam one. That was Brian K. Vaughan and Trevor McCarthy. You went the full teams. Inked by Tyson McGatto. All right. The Power Girl one was written by Scott Beatty. Penciled by Pete Woods.
Oh, yeah, the art was good there. Pete Woods is a good artist.
Yes. Yeah, and inked by Andrew Pepoy and John Staninsky. Colored by Tom McGraw. But yeah, the art was great in the Power Girl one. Yeah, I love Pete Woods stuff. I mean, kind of gave us even without the window, kind of gave us a Power Girl in her full glory.
Yeah.
And again, yes, all these one shots end with, "Hey, this is Green Lantern." I mean, the Cal Green Lantern.
Yeah. Now, this is when Power Girl was not a Kryptonian.
Yeah, because after Crisis, they came up with all kinds of explanations, and then she didn't rediscover she was a Kryptonian until Infinite Crisis, which was like 2006. So yeah, for the longest time she thought she was like the granddaughter, great granddaughter of like an Atlantean sorcerer, and then she was put
Arion.
Yeah, like 50,000 years ago. Yeah, and then she was put in like suspended animation or something, and I think by the time if it's not this time, it's pretty close after this series. Like when Jeff Johns would start JSA, like, she'd be like, well, she even mentions it here. It's like, yeah, some days I have heat vision, some days I don't.
Yeah. Nice.
But no, not too long ago, Lilith and I did the first 4 issues of JSA Classified. Like that was leading into Infinite Crisis, and Psycho Pirates messing with her, and at one point, what was it? Oh, they kept trying to mess with her head, the different scenarios. Oh, or maybe this is your origin. Maybe, and I think it was in issue 2. I think Psycho Pirate sends her illusions of the Legion of superheroes coming back, and oh no, you're one of us. No, I think they were yeah, you're Andromeda. You're a Daxamite.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh wait, one of those issues has first issue of that has a great Adam Hughes cover. I think
her in the cloud, yeah. Uh-huh.
Which is just awesome because of it's the folds of the cape, the background. It's just such an awesome cover.
Yeah, I don't know. Was that painted, or it almost looks like it could be painted on that?
I think he was doing digital stuff.
Okay, yeah, but yeah, it looks. Yeah, it doesn't look just like a pencil and ink deal. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know. Or maybe it's the covers, but
I am, and I will freely admit this. I am an Adam Hughes fanboy. He is awesome.
Oh yeah, Herb's great. Man, on episodes where we do stuff like this, where we're like, "Oh, this isn't good," we should be like, "Hey, we're going live tonight. Ask us questions because we don't want to talk about the issues."
All right, so we got Pete Woods on this one. Who we need?
Adam Strange is Brian K. Vaughan and Carrie Nord.
Oh, Carrie Nord's an awesome artist.
Yeah, you know what? I was just in there reading because pretty soon Lilith and I are going to be doing more of Carrie Nord did some Daredevil issues back in the 90s.
Mm-hmm. Nice. I think he did the covers of a lot of these issues too.
Maybe, but yeah, I always like Carrie Nord's art. But yeah, Adam. Sometimes there's always a temptation sometimes to write Adam Strange not well. But yeah, I thought for a bad story, Adam Strange was written okay. Pretty well.
I think so. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Adam Strange is the one who finds the big lantern. It's a ring construct. There must be a traitor.
It's Kyle.
I know. And Green Lightning finally figures out how to use her ring and her speed at the same time.
At the same time, yeah.
Because supposedly before, she can only use one every 24 hours.
Uh-huh.
Get it? 24 hours? Get it? Which, how would that make sense? Because wouldn't speed be a biological thing and the ring is just like a weapon on your finger?
I Yeah.
Or I think she even, I mean, again, they're all mental constructs made by Cal, but I think she even said something like, oh yeah, even her friend said it's like a mental block or something, so. You have no idea, lady.
No idea at all.
And then the the Firestorm issue is Jay Farber and Ron Randall.
Oh, Ron Randall does, he's on Kickstarter a lot with a book called Trekker.
Yeah.
Which is really good, so yeah. And his art it's a little more old school. It's not as flashy, but it's good.
Yeah, no, you know what? If there's one thing about this series, I pretty much I don't think I had any problem with any of the artists. Yeah, it's the story itself. Yeah, the writing maybe, but yeah, no, the art, I like the art in these. But yeah, no, I thought Ron Reynolds did a good Firestorm. But yes, like we said, yes, him and the Manhunter run into Professor Stein as the fire elemental. Oh, the Manhunter starts choking Ronnie. He's just like, I knew that would snap Professor Stein out of it.
You had a hunch, robot.
And then at the end, Professor Stein's like, I have to stay here and help these people who I was attacking. It's like, can you come with us to Earth first, maybe, and help us beat Oblivion?
The universe, yeah.
I mean, yeah, these people's world's been damaged, but I'm sure they'll still be here after we fight Oblivion.
Okay, now, I'm a little confused, which just is probably my normal state, but at the end, Oblivion, Kyle, with the ring, creates a something or another that's going to destroy the universe?
Again, who knows? With the pit. I don't know. Oh, but no, the last one shot was Green Lantern and Green Lantern.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no. That one, that was Judd Winnick with Randy Green.
And the art was good. Yeah, Randy Green's a good artist.
Yeah, no. I don't think I was familiar with him, but yeah, no. Like I said, the art wasn't my problem on any of these. But Cal making jokes about, about which one of them was stuffed in the refrigerator. He's like, I guess it's in poor taste, but...
Yes, it is.
Well, he's joking with himself, kind of.
That is true. He is joking with himself.
That is kind of creepy, though, that he can make a very realistic copy of his dead girlfriend. Ugh.
Yeah. And again, I said he was messing with himself, but there was a bomb in the cave. The bomb didn't destroy the planet, so therefore they were worried about it, even though he has contained a supernova.
Yeah, once again, I think it's Cal playing tricks on himself, but but yeah, then they figure out Oblivion is on Oa.
What's left of it?
Yeah, because every one of the one shots ends with Cal sending out the call, Oblivion's on Oa.
Now, if you don't mind a digression, let's digress, shall we?
Sure.
Oa gets reformed. Is that correct?
You mean here or eventually? Because I know eventually it does. Yes.
Eventually, and Kyle kind of does that after he brings the Guardians back. Is that right? Or
no? I think. If we're trying to remember, it's either as Ion or is that in Last Testament of Hal Jordan? Does the Oa come back somehow? No, I think he brings Oa back before anyone else. I'm trying to remember if the Guardians or Kilowog come back first, but I believe Oa comes back somehow before any of them. So
yeah, and I thought someone came back in Last Testament of Hal Jordan, but I don't know.
Unless that's Oa. I can't remember. Yeah, I don't remember.
I mean, we've got Will World on the schedule at some point, right? Or did we already do Will World?
No, we did not do Will World. So, I mean, if we don't, I'll make sure it gets on the schedule. We'll talk about your house. But yeah, no. Issue 2 was of course by Brian K. Vaughan and penciler Robert Turanishi.
Not familiar.
Yeah, me neither. But again, I had no problem with the art.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, let me see. I probably don't, but let me see if there's any synopsis for issue 2. Maybe you can explain a few things.
Yeah, that would be nice.
No, because probably no one could figure it out.
So we are. Let's see. Emerald Twilight was when?
Wait, what?
I wonder how far we are into. We're like 6 years into the.
Oh, Emerald Twilight? Yeah, because that was 94, so yeah, 6 years.
We're like 6 years in. Okay.
Yes. And this is what we get, huh, Will?
Well, I mean, it seems to me that it was the consistency of Ron Mars and Daryl Banks and some fill-in artists, some really great fill-in artists like Paul Pelletier and Jeff Johnson, that really kept Green Lantern focused and good, for 6 years, right?
Yeah.
But, well, and that's not to say there weren't missteps, right? I'm not a tremendous fan of the new core, Prestige series. But, for the most part, Green Lantern was a good, consistent superhero book, and you knew what to expect, when you picked it up. I mean, the quality was good. But, I mean, that's I really feel like that's because of Ron Mars and Daryl Banks and the other artists that I mentioned earlier, because they kept it consistent and they kept it good.
What do you think? Too? Like the three big big writers we had on this, Brian K. Vaughan was never like a Green Lantern regular writer. Jay Farber did those 3 fill-ins, and I just looked. Judd Winnick. This came out the first month of his first issue, so
this was probably done long before his first issue.
Or around the same time. So he hadn't been on Green Lantern yet. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And at Winnick's, there's some issues that stand out in Winnick's run, which we're going to get to. But I mean, and I'll ask the question: with Mars leaving this book, do you think the writing is on the wall that it's going to come to an end? I mean, it goes on for what, 4 more years, right?
Yeah. Because next week we'll start 129. Yeah, it goes to like what, 181, 181, something like that.
Something like that.
So, yeah.
And then it's because I feel like, just with this, with Circle of Fire, with the 3 fill-in issues we had, it seems like that good, consistent, quality that we had kind of come to expect. Seems like the title's starting to go kind of all over the place now at this point. And, maybe that'll change with Winnick's run because, fill-ins are fill-ins. Yeah.
But, well, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, between the 3 fill-ins, the Circle of Fire. I mean, even like last week when we did, the last 80-page Giant and the Last Angel, you got a lot of different people just like writing Green Lantern. I mean, at least when Judd Winnick starts, love or hate his direction, he picked a direction and went in it. So we just had at least 3 months of just filling people and people who hadn't written Cal before. So
and I really, it's funny because it's the last 3 weeks, or the last 2 weeks, I feel like we've hit the only stories that I out and out don't like, and I would even venture to say are not good.
Yeah.
Right. Before this, there's been stories I didn't like, but they were at least, solid stories for some reason, and I didn't like them they didn't work for me for some reason, but they were solid. The last few weeks, I mean, it's just been so variable,
Yeah. And do you think too, they're like, I don't want to say there's no structure, but it's like without a Green Lantern Corps, people feel like they can go in like weird directions and take the character in ways like a Green Lantern hasn't gone before, just because it's like, there's no core.
I don't know. I mean, the whole high concept. He's the last one, so they feel like maybe they can do whatever they want, right?
But then again, like last episode, but then they like shoehorn in like old core stuff, like that guy who was living on Apocalypse.
They get the whole time wrong, the timeline wrong.
Yeah, that cave in, what was that, the Tunisian desert? Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just weird stuff that, maybe they were just throwing stuff against the wall to see what would stick, but that I don't feel like any of this stuck or should have stuck, right?
Yeah, no. But yeah, no, this last one, they all meet on Oa, and they're like, oh, Oblivion's just sitting there. Oh yeah, and remember the Adam and the kids found like one of Cal's drawings as a kid. Oh look, you drew the knight, Oh yeah.
Maybe they're not real. Define like real, I guess.
For all we know, the knight may be Oblivion.
So, the next issue, what are we up to? 129?
Yeah. Next week we'll do, I believe it's, the Judd Winnick's first one, 129, yeah.
129. Okay. How long is he on the book? Do you remember?
I would say, I think he might have went to 150 or 160 some. So he was probably on there like, I'd say probably at least 2-3 years. Okay,
I'll jump in here and see what I can find. Because wasn't there like a new direction, new costume at 150?
Yeah. With all the straps and stuff, yeah.
Okay, yeah, Winnick is at 150 for sure.
Yeah. And I was going to say, it's somewhere in the 150s or 160s, I believe.
Okay. I'll jump ahead a little bit. And then I guess the rest of the series is pretty much just fill-ins, or...
Well, what's his name? Doesn't Ben Rabb do a bunch of them or something? I think he's on there for a little bit. Because again, I think if Winnick's out by like 150 or 160 something, then I think Ben Rabb probably takes over the book for like, I don't know, maybe a year or so. And then, Mars is back by what, 178? 170?
Yeah, I think
75
so.
Or 76, something like that. Yeah. So
165 has been Rob.
Yeah.
Okay, it looks like Winnick's last one is 164.
Yeah. And then Ben takes over, and then I think he might, I don't know if there's any fill-ins, but he might run it to when Ron Mars returns.
165 to...
That'll be 165, probably like 174, 175, yeah.
So, he did 175.
So a little under a year, yeah.
And then Mars takes over with 176 to finish it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, so... Okay, wow.
So Winnick does most of it, and then, Ben takes over for almost a year, and then, Ron Mars is back.
125 to 129 to 164, that's basically, 3 years? 36 issues?
Something like that.
Something like that. And then Rob gets 11 issues, and Mars gets another 6.
And then where are we at, Will?
We are here, Phil. We are here.
Oh, look, one of his 20 copies of Rebirth, kids.
I, of course, love Hal Jordan.
Of course. I don't know. I don't remember reading really any of the Winnick run. So, and I may not have. I can't remember where I stopped and where I, picked back up, if I picked back up. But hopefully we'll get back to that kind of consistent level of quality that we're used to.
It's been a few years since I read his run, but like I'm saying, whether you like or don't like his run, I'm pretty sure I remember he did like take like a definitive like direction with the book. So
that's good.
Like I said, as far as my memory is concerned, but
I know my memory said that this was a really good series.
Yes.
Get off my lawn. Sorry.
But yeah, okay, so should we reveal, Oblivion basically him and Cal are talking in his head, and, I was created before you really knew how to control your ring, just after Alex's death. So yeah, from early on, all the negative emotions you had bottled up were threatening to rip you apart. In order to protect yourself, you subconsciously ordered your ring to expel these feelings. That's when I was born. And he says for months he wandered as a shapeless blob of cosmic energy, until I finally decided to take the form of one of your other creations. Your old bad guy Oblivion seemed like a perfect choice, since he represents everything you're afraid to confront. It took me a year just to learn how to manipulate the visible spectrum enough to change my own color.
Yeah, we get the line. It's not easy not being green.
Yes. So. Okay, and not even just the whole Oblivion thing, but it's like, shouldn't you like sleep without the ring on?
Probably.
I mean, best case scenario, you have a nightmare and like smash a hole through the wall. It's.
Which I think this is headcanon for me. So this is not anything read anywhere. This is just my thoughts on it. I would think that part of the training is involved is learning how to shield your mind and learning how to consciously control the ring and not unconsciously control it.
But again, how much training did Kyle get at this point?
And Kyle did not have any training, so that makes perfect sense. But I just feel like it's a weird choice to make the hero actually the villain, but then the villain it wasn't too villainous. It's just it's a weird take, and okay, go for it. But I really don't think they pulled it off. At least,
Yeah.
it didn't work for me.
Well, I think it's a little of, it's like, yeah, but what could we have Oblivion do? I mean, if he destroys a planet, it's like, even subconsciously, they don't want that on Cal's,
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, we
So
we evacuated Oa, Will, remember?
Yeah, I know, we evacuated Oa. Because they knew it was going to get blown up. But anyway, whatever. It's just a weird take, because if they're going to go full villain with him, you know, they didn't have a problem with doing that with Hal.
Yeah.
But then this was like, just because he didn't want to feel those emotions, suddenly they, are expelled from him and they gain sentience and blah. I don't understand.
Would it have been any better if, like, Oblivion had been his own entity, and it's just like, oh yeah, you expelled just like this random energy, and it came in contact with me? Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that would have been better, because then he wouldn't have been... I mean, ultimately, he's responsible for everything, right?
Yeah.
I mean, all the destruction on Rand, maybe the destruction of those people that were protecting the JLA. I mean, it's just... Now, apparently, he did not mess with the people that the fire elemental jacked with, but that's a whole other weird thing.
Yeah, was Oblivion even there? I mean...
Yeah,
Because was that the one? Oh yeah, weren't they looking for some cosmic weapon? And those people the fire elemental was messing with said, "Oh yeah, we could tell you how to find it. Just
we got it. Just stop the fire god."
Yeah, and then when when Firestorm and the Manhunter do, they're like, "Oh, we lied."
Yeah, thanks for saving us. Sorry, we lied. Oops.
Okay, but so at the end, Cal, I guess, can't destroy Oblivion, so he locks him in his own head because. I mean, that never comes back up. I'm like, so you have, like, this evil persona locked in your head that's never going to come back up?
Yeah, it's weird. I feel like...
I'm saying, I can't remember. I don't know if that comes up in Winnick's run or not, but maybe during the Ion stuff? I don't know.
Yeah, or maybe is it post-rebirth where he's Ion again? Because there's the Ion series that happens. Maybe?
Yeah,
I haven't read that. I don't know.
Again, we'll get there, but yeah, I can't remember. And then at the end, okay, Will, how about your favorite part at the end when he tells the JLA, "It's all my fault here. Take my ring. I'll resign. I'll take whatever punishment you think I deserve." And they're like, "No, you're good. You know, if you can make that call, no, you're fine. You know, you didn't give in the temptation like that insane madman Hal Jordan."
Yeah, there's a lot of Hal hate, whatever.
What again, too,
okay.
I wonder, if Hal gets all the hate, right at this point, because it's like, well, he's the Spectre, so why is he the Spectre? Well, he has to pay for sins, so.
Yeah.
But then, I know they wanted to clean up his everything for Rebirth, but I'm just like, well, wait a minute, if it was all Parallax, then why did he have to become the Spectre?
Yeah, it's, okay, actually, it does not look like not only is it post Green Lantern Rebirth, it's post the beginning of New 52. He shows up in Green Lantern New Guardians.
Oh, yeah. So that's at least 2011. So.
Oh yeah, that's.
I mean, New 50. I mean, New 52. Yeah, I was gonna say New 52 started at the end of 2011. So.
So like 2013, 2014.
Oh man, so Oblivion, we don't see hide nor hair of Oblivion again for at least another 12, 13 years.
Yes, that's quite, and this is from Earth Prime. I don't know, maybe he shows up again in this run, but I don't know. Weird, very weird. But yeah, I guess we'll get there when we get there, right?
Yep. So Will, you've been very keeping your feelings close to the vest. How did you feel about this series?
It didn't work for me. I thought the art was great.
Oh, the artists were good. Yeah.
I didn't feel like the art for the Adam story.
Yeah, I get you with the Trevor McCarthy. Yeah, he's not my cup of tea. But I mean, like I said, from what other stuff I've seen of him, this was toned down. So it was. Gotcha.
I mean, I think he's a good artist. I just don't know that his art fit that story.
Yeah.
But the art was good. It seemed, I really think the story itself is kind of flawed. And then some of the execution, the JLA just did not seem like the JLA, Yeah. I mean, they were out of character. And then I mean, I can buy most of the, the one shots where we're focusing on the other four, DC heroes. Those seem to be better, but then the overall plot for this is just kind of nonsensical at some point. So, yeah, I'm not a fan of this one, and I will
purge it from my memory again.
Purge it from my memory again.
Lock it in a corner of your mind, like Oblivion.
Exactly, with a Flash and a Manhunter.
Oh my God! In a couple years, we'll get the new Guardians, and we'll be like, "Oh yeah, Oblivion. Yeah, we covered that, didn't we? Yeah, I don't remember what that was about.
No. We'll go watch the episode. Oh yeah, I remember now.
Yeah. So we get the new Guardians, and it'll be like, wait a minute.
Yeah, not awesome. This one was a miss.
Yeah,
definitely a miss.
Yeah, for the writing, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And which is weird because it's got good writers. Jay Farber's a good writer.
Yeah.
Judd Winnick's a good writer. Brian K. Vaughan is freaking Brian K. Vaughan.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what I'm saying. I don't think most of the writers on this didn't have a lot of experience writing Cal, so.
Mm-hmm. And I'm curious at how much of the plot was them and how much of it was editorial. We don't know.
True.
Right?
True. Yeah, because
this was an event, right?
Yeah, and again, too, maybe Oblivion did kill some people, and the editorial was like, no, you can't do that. If it's going to be Kyle Rayner, you can't do that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that it really told us anything more about Kyle.
Yeah.
And it didn't necessarily portray the Justice League in the best light.
Yeah.
But we did get to see Adam and Adam Strange and Power Girl.
Firestorm.
And Firestorm. So, that was good, but I really do feel like it was at the expense of Kyle.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. What was I was about to say something. I forget what I was going to say. When Oblivion says it took him, months to learn how to change his color? So when Cal made all these, fake Green Lanterns, I mean, they weren't all, completely green. Didn't they pop out of thin air?
Super ring, man. He's got the ring.
Yes, I mean, I guess once your mind does it once, I guess it gets easier. I don't know.
But yes, I not a fan of this one.
Yeah,
not a fan.
Yeah, like you, I didn't remember a lot of this, and I can see why.
Gotcha.
All right. I was looking at the schedule for the upcoming. William, we only have 3, 4, 5. We only have 7 more episodes this year.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And yes, the next 3 weeks we're just going to be covering Judd Winnick Green Lantern issues. So yeah, it's just no more specials, no more annuals. Yeah, at least the next 3 weeks is going to be just straight Green Lantern issues. So.
How far are we going to get then? We're going to be pretty deep into his run then, right?
Next week we're doing Green Lantern 129 through 132. In 2 weeks, we're doing 133 through 136, and then in 3 weeks, we'll be doing 137 through 139. So,
wow,
yeah.
So we'll be pretty much a year into his run.
That's what I'm saying. At certain points, man, we're just going to cruise through this series because there's not going to be a lot of specials and stuff. And then in 4 weeks, we'll do Green Lantern 140, and we'll cover a little thing called Our Worlds at War.
Oh, I do remember that.
I believe that was 2001. So
I seem to remember a lot of Jay Lee covers on those. Maybe it's just been for the issue I'm thinking of. I don't know. I'm
trying to remember. Yeah, I can't. Mm-hmm. And then after Our Worlds at War, we'll get to the last will and testament of a certain Mr. Hal Jordan.
Very cool. It's been a long time since I've read that, but I remember it being good. So
yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
And then the next one we'll do Green Lantern 141 and 142, and then the final episode of the year will be the first 8 issues of The Spectre by Mr. J.M. DeMatteis.
Nice. I'm gonna reread those. Those are, I put this down to Mr. J.M. DeMatteis being such a great writer. I actively did not want to like that series. I mean, I did not because I still think Hal as the Spectre is stupid, okay?
Yeah.
But that's a really good series. And DC needs to collect it because it is really, really good work by Mr. J.M. DeMatteis and lots of really good artists.
Well, that's one of his strengths too. Even taking just like, concepts on paper, you'd be like, that's bad. And it's like making like literature out of it. Cause I mean,
yeah.
Kraven's Last Hunt, before you ever read that, look at that on paper. Oh, it's a Kraven the Hunter story. You'd be like, okay, yeah, whatever. And meanwhile, that thing's, I think it's one of the most reprinted Spider-Man stories of all time.
Yep.
That's like pretty much the only thing people remember Kraven for. And it's just,
Kraven's Last Hunt. That's right.
Exactly.
And he's bringing in songs of innocence and songs of experience by what's the medieval poet? He's not medieval. Just bringing in these weird things that fused through him into this really amazing story.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's really, really good at what he does. Really good.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you would have to be to last as long in the business as he has.
Yeah. William Blake is the writer.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry. I have to turn in my English card if I didn't come up with that, okay?
Weren't you a teacher?
Yes. I'd have to give up my PhD, man. But luckily I found it, so it's okay.
All right. I dropped it. Oh, here it is. All right. So, anything else, William?
I think we're good.
You don't want to extol the virtues of Circle of Fire anymore?
No, I will not be doing that anymore.
Yeah, I hear you. All right. So, yes, kids, next week we start the Judd Winnick run with Green Lantern 129 through 132. So, send us your thoughts. Email us. CapesandLunatics@gmail.com or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find Sector 2814 on Facebook, on Twitter. Join the Green Lantern Facebook fan group. Find links for all the various social medias for all the shows we do, including new shows in 2023. So keep an eye on all our social media. The YouTube channel, again, everything gets a video up there. It's all completely free. So smash that subscribe button so you don't miss a moment of all of this goodness like Circle of Fire.
Smash it!
And again, like I said, it's entertaining sometimes just to rip on bad comics.
And these guys didn't set out to make a bad
No.
Never came together. The story never came together like it should.
Yeah. And again, like you said, you never know when editorial is going to throw you a curveball or something. Or
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. So, yes, the YouTube channel, Patreon. Once again, yes, if you can, please subscribe. We're paying for this out of our own pocket. Every little bit helps, but $3 to $5 gets you early access to creator interviews, including the monthly Chichester Chats. I said the monthly Chichester Chats.
I got the good mic out for you guys.
Thank you, sir. And superhero movie brackets. It's almost over, finally. So join us. The October episode will be Spawn vs. Meteor Man. Again, subscribe, listen to all the previous episodes in time for the season finale in November when we pick a wiener. And
a loser.
Well, same thing. Yeah. And Capes and Lunatics and Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks merch. Find all that at Linktree, linktr.ee/Capes and Lunatics. And again, once again, he's not imaginary, even though it may seem like it right now. Matt Kona, find him everywhere on social media, at Matt Kona, MATTKONA. Funny man. Please go follow him.
Suck it, Lilith.
See you later, bunkies.
He gives me his bone.
Good North's biggest fan. All right. Someone who's very real, Mr. Will Allred, master of the core, master of the quantum zone, master of podcasting and Kickstarter comics, and much more. Where can people find you anywhere on the interwebs?
Everywhere.
Yes.
You can find me at Wallred. That's at WALLRED at Gmail and Facebook and Twitter. I spend most of my time on Twitter and other social media that I've probably set up and forgotten about. I also write Crossover Division, which has been the 4th issue has been funded on Kickstarter and will be going to print soon, I hope. And I also wrote Diary of Night, which was also the collection of that was funded on Kickstarter as well. And you can check those out at crossoverdivsion.com or diaryofnight.com. And I also annoy another podcaster once a week besides Phil. Kevin Joseph and I host a show called Explain Yourself, where we try to highlight comic creators that have projects that are running on Kickstarter. So that's every Friday night at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. And you obviously have great taste because you're here. That means you probably love Quasar too, and who doesn't? And if you want to find out more about Quasar, you can always go to the Quantum Zone at quantumzone.org.
Hey, boys, you look at the party? I love the party. He goes limp in my grip. I hope it's going somewhere nice. I, of course, love Hal Jordan.
I do.
If you couldn't tell by his 7 copies of Green Lantern Rebirth.
Exactly.
All right, kids. Yes, come back next week. Green Lantern 129 to 132. We start the Judd Winnick era. Can't remember if it's right away or not, but I know I believe we get a new cast member or 2. Eventually Jade will be back. And I thought he left, but I was looking at that first issue. I think Daryl Banks is there for at least the first couple, I think. So
does he do covers or something, or is he actually doing
I think he might do interiors, at least on, like I said, I know the first one he does. Alright, kids, come back next time. And remember, even your imagination can be a bad place. Good night.